What's good, guys? MaeDae here, back with another very exciting tutorial for you. Today, we are talking about something I am very thrilled to announce, and that is my new visuals pack, the Headman Villainous Edition. The pack includes 11 different animations that work together to achieve a highly cinematic experience by using nothing more than some clever cuts between clips. And if you don't have the Headman pack, you can find it over on my gumroad, link in the description. This tutorial is going to walk you through the basic theory behind the pipeline of these visuals, and how you can use them to achieve similar results. Alright, let's jump right in. When you download the Headman zip file, you'll see a folder labeled Viz, this is where all our videos are, and a pre-programmed example file that runs in Touch Designer. All video files were exported as QuickTimes with the HAP codec. It's a file type that runs exceptionally well for concert visuals. And the videos are kind of grouped into three main categories: idles, accents, and drops. For idle animations, we have 4 videos that have the same animation, but different lighting in each one. For the accents, we have 4 unique animations that are used as kind of a reaction animation. For the drops, we have 3 somewhat grotesque animations for when the bass gets really moving. Also, as a side note, if the video files are freaking out in your video player, don't worry, that's normal. HAP files don't always cooperate with all video players, but once loaded into your VJ software, it'll run just fine. Speaking of VJ software, let's jump into the example file. Alright, so now that our file's all loaded up, the demo system was created in Touch Designer, my personal software of choice, but similar effects can easily be achieved within Resolume Arena. Also note, this video is only briefly covering the theory behind running these visuals. I won't really be covering the actual programming themselves, but if that's a video you guys would like to see in the future, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll make it. Alright, with our Touch Designer file here, you can see that there are a series of buttons on the right here. Each one does a different thing. Let's start out with the idle animations. You'll notice that just by default we have this cycle animation going. And really all this is the 4 idle animations all synced up. They are all playing from the same frame. They are all the same number of frames. They all have the same animation. The only difference is that the lighting changes in each one. You can see the green lights are on in here, only the blue lights are on in here, all the lights are on in here, none of the lights are on in here. So moving back to our control panel, we can actually cut between these different videos and we'll get different lighting effects. But because the videos are synced, it looks like it's cutting naturally. It's only the lights that are changing, when in reality, it's 4 separate videos, all being cued differently. Going back to the cycle button, this is just the 4 videos programmed to turn on and off at different times. So hypothetically, you could program your lighting in the video similar to how you would program lights for a stage, where you can create marcos or default presets that you trigger with a button and it runs the lights in different ways. Like if you want to strobe just the green lights, or cut between blue and no lights on, you could have buttons for that. Alright, the next group of visuals is the accents, and the accents are these ones. They're kind of these little emotions that he conveys at different times, and they can be spammed, so you get like kind of cool effects there. So the basic theory behind the accents animations is when I press a button, it plays the animation video and then immediately cuts back to the idle animations. So because the accents end on the same frame as the start of the idle animation, you get these very seamless transitions between all these crazy different faces. And it's the same idea used for the drops. As I press a button, we get our animation and it immediately cuts back to idle. We have 3 different animations that you can use. Each one kind of has its own little flair. But yeah, these animations are especially good for when the bass drops, or there's a really intense moment in the song, or you just want to freak the audience out. So you can see the theory behind these visuals is pretty straightforward. The idles loop and are synced, whereas the effect animations play once and cut back to idle. Pretty simple. And yet, the result is shockingly effective. So yeah, play around with it, mod it, adapt it, add your own stuff, add your MIDI. Heck, you could even program an Xbox controller to run this. I also included some audio reactive effects in here. These are just effects that I like to add into my default systems for whatever show I'm doing. You can trigger those here. And all these effects is just a camera shake on the mids of the song, a brightness flash on the snare, and a pulse zoom on the kick. And I think these effects really help to tie it all together. They just add some little supplemental movement to your scene, no matter what you have in here. I think these effects just really help sell what you're presenting. But yeah, that's basically it. Also, this demo file is 100% yours to use. Modify it, adapt it, put in your own animations if you want. I don't care. Use it for your show. It's yours. But yeah, that's the basic theory behind it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or reach out to me on social media. I'll have my Instagram linked in the bio. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. Have fun mixing.
MaeDae, what the f***?